Alright folks, after that epic 5th episode of X-Men 97 and the teaser Marvel dropped for the upcoming episodes, I know many of you are full of questions and doubts. Who was responsible for the massacre in GENOSHA? Will the Avengers team up with the X-Men? Is it true that the Avengers have a dislike for mutants and never lend a hand? And where does Cable fit into this whole plot? Well, in this video, I'm here to answer all those burning questions. It's crucial that you understand what's coming next. So buckle up because you're about to leave here well-informed, I guarantee it. Let's dive in. To keep this video organized, I'll stick to the same topics I introduced to you earlier. Alright? Who caused the massacre in GENOSHA? In the comics, it was Cassandra Nova who was responsible for this atrocity. She's Xavier's twin sister. Can you believe they were already at odds even before they were born? Because Xavier foresaw her malevolence? Man, that's too twisted to even imagine, right? Anyway, Cassandra's plan was to use Cerebro, that machine, to wipe out all mutants on the planet in one fell swoop. And she went to extreme lengths to pull it off, even locating a relative of Bolivar Trask, the creator of the Sentinels, and convincing that relative to activate a master mold hidden in the Amazon rainforest. With that master mold, she created the 2 largest Sentinels ever seen. These massive monstrosities that look like giant cockroaches. Seriously, just picture it. GENOSHA was huge, right? With its 16 million inhabitants. But compared to those giant Sentinels, it looked like a mere miniature. In the blink of an eye, those 16 million mutant lives were obliterated, massacred, all because of Cassandra. So, I'm really hoping to see Cyclops take her down in the upcoming episodes. I even think it would make sense to introduce her to the audience, especially considering she'll likely be the main villain in Deadpool and Wolverine. But of course, Marvel might take a different route in adapting the story, you never know. Many people are speculating that the attack came from a male character, especially after Cable arrived at his mother's side and said, "He's coming." Who is this he? Good question. There's also the possibility that it's Mr. Sinister. Marvel teased that Sinister was working with Trask, as if it's all part of a grand plan. But we'll have to wait for the upcoming episodes to see how Marvel adapts this. But remember, it's an adaptation, so it may not be exactly like the comics. Will the Avengers show up? In the preview, we saw Captain America's shield at the end, which was awesome. But does that mean he and the Avengers will appear? Not necessarily. It could be something else, as I'll explain later. Considering the classic series, it wouldn't be surprising to see other heroes, like Spider-Man and even Captain America himself, make appearances. They often team up, right? X-Men and Avengers side by side. Heck, even in X-Men Evolution, we saw Captain America, who has a history with Wolverine since World War II. He's one of the greatest symbols of heroism in Marvel. I believe his presence after the GENOSHA event would be crucial. Also, there are always complaints about the absence of the Avengers in X-Men stories, giving the impression that they don't help or even dislike mutants. How many times have we heard, "Where were the Avengers when GENOSHA was attacked?" Actually, they were dealing with the Kang Dynasty, a threat that even surpasses those of the X-Men. The Avengers have always been willing to help mutants. Just remember that in 1963, Captain America revamped the Avengers and included mutants like Wanda and Pietro. He also created the Uncanny Avengers, a team specifically to handle mutant issues, where important X-Men like Rogue, Havoc, and Psylocke have been part of. But I have to be realistic with you guys, so brace yourselves, because the shield we saw in the preview may not necessarily indicate Captain America's or the Avengers' presence, and I'll explain why next. Now here's where I have to be real with you all. Let's prepare for what I think might happen in the upcoming episodes. Well, who knows, maybe Cable in the future is the wielder of Captain America's shield. Over the years, Captain America's shield has changed hands as time goes by. In Cable's era, he becomes the owner of the shield. It's not always with him, though, because Cable has an extensive collection of futuristic weapons and equipment. But he did spend quite some time wielding Captain America's shield. And I'll go even further, he might even use it better than Captain America himself. I know some of you might find that impossible, but it's what I believe. Honestly, I think the shield we saw in the preview doesn't necessarily indicate Captain America's or the Avengers' presence. It's probably Cable arriving in the future to meet with Cyclops, who is his father. He'll likely share that he couldn't save his mother, and then Cyclops will mourn the loss of Madelyne. That's possibly what's going to happen. Will we finally get answers about his story and his role in the events to come? Well, folks, those are some of the theories and expectations we have for the upcoming episodes of X-Men 97. The mutant universe is more intriguing than ever, and we can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Share your own theories in the comments and stay tuned for more updates. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future X-Men 97 content and much more. Big hugs, and until next time.